Hey friends, and welcome back. Today, I want to share with you 7 tiny ways to take better care of yourself in 2023. These are all small, easy steps that you can take to nourish your mind, body, and soul as we head into the new year. I really am a big believer that often the smallest changes that we make are the ones with the biggest and most lasting impact. And so today I want to talk about some of those small shifts that you can make. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Let's dive in and talk about some small and achievable changes that you can make starting today. So starting off, number 1 is just to organize your life. A great way to take care of yourself is to take care of your home. Your home really should be a safe space, a retreat. But when our homes are a disorganized mess, rather than being a space of relaxation, they become a source of stress. And if that's your home right now, that's totally fine. We've all been there. But I really want to encourage you to take small, practical steps to organize your life and to transform your home from chaos to calm. And personally, I always like to start that process by simplifying, because decluttering and just removing what isn't adding value really just makes life easier. So I'd recommend beginning with trying to tackle and to declutter one problem area in your home a day. You'll be amazed by just how refreshed your home feels in less than a week. If you're having a bit of a hard time thinking about what are the problem areas in your home, really just try to identify what are the spaces that cause you annoyance, stress, or feelings of overwhelm, and start tackling those one by one. So this could be the inside of your car that has trash everywhere, that junk drawer that's so full that you can't even close it properly, or your closet that has so many clothes in it that it's really hard to find items to wear because they're just all so crammed together. And those are just a couple ideas to get you started, but just begin with simplifying one area in your life at a time, decluttering first and then organizing what's left over. And over time, you really will be able to transform your home. You'll be able to get rid of the excess to find systems that work for you. And over time, you will be able to create that feeling of safety, of calm, of peace, and of tranquility in your home. Okay, but then moving on, the second way that you can take better care of yourself in 2023 is to get connected. Whether you consider yourself more extroverted or introverted, the truth remains we are relational beings. And those relationships are foundational to our emotional and mental well-being. Sadly though, our social ties have been on the decline for years now, and many of us have felt it, especially during the pandemic. In the United States today, just 13% of adults say that they have 10 or more close friends. That's less than half of the 33% of people who responded that way in 1990. And on top of that, the percentage of people who say they don't have a single close friend has quadrupled in the past 30 years. And I get that this is a very nuanced issue. There are a number of different causes contributing to this problem, but I'd argue one of the primary causes is the internet and social media. It's supposed to connect us, and in some ways it does, but not in the most meaningful ways, and the ones that really matter. So in the coming year, I really want to challenge you to trade in your digital interactions for in-person, face-to-face, heart-to-heart conversations and friendships. They really are just infinitely more meaningful, impactful, and precious. So take the time, reconnect with that friend that you haven't spoken to in a while. Ask them if they want to go out and get a coffee. Or maybe it's time for you to make some new friends. Say hello and strike up a conversation with a stranger. Join a club, attend a church, take a class. There are so many ways that you can get out there and meet new people. Often we want relationships just to drop in our lap, and sometimes on very rare occasions that happens, but more often than not, it takes effort. So put in the work, connect, and connect deeply with those around you. Just trust me, it's worth it. Okay, and then number 3 is to spend time outdoors. Studies have shown that being in nature, especially when we're in motion, really has this incredible ability to boost our mood, to sharpen our thinking, and even to calm us. Plus, time outdoors has been shown to reduce levels of cortisol, or stress hormone. So if in the coming year you want to have a refreshed perspective and just overall a more positive outlook on life, I cannot recommend enough spending time outside. And as I say this, I recognize that for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, it's winter, it's cold outside right now, I get it. As temperatures continue to drop and the days get shorter, I get that it can be really hard to want to spend any more time than absolutely necessary outside right now. But I want to encourage you to brave the weather and to get outside anyways. Especially if you find yourself experiencing seasonal depression or just generally feeling a bit down and depressed, getting outside is key because it can help to boost your body's natural levels of serotonin, which is one of our body's feel-good chemicals. So on top of all the benefits that we've talked about already, something small that you can do to help your body feel better. So if only for 15 to 30 minutes a day, try to get outside so you can experience all of those amazing benefits. All right, but then the fourth small thing that you can do to take better care of yourself this year is to drink more water. I think we all know water is essential. It's vital to the proper functioning of every single cell in our body. Not only that, it also aids us in digestion, helps flush toxins out of our bodies, and so much more. However, far too often we just take it for granted and forget to drink nearly as much as we should, which of course can lead to constipation, headaches, dizziness, low blood pressure, and the list goes on. So it's really important that we're making sure that we're getting enough water, and there are a lot of different charts and graphs and equations out there to help you figure out exactly how much water your body needs, but a much easier and kind of more straightforward way of determining that is just to let thirst be your guide. So if you find yourself thirsty, just have a glass of water. As the National Academy of Sciences states, the vast majority of healthy people adequately meet their daily hydration needs by letting thirst be their guide. So forget the equations, it really is as simple as that. All that being said, if you do still have a hard time remembering to drink enough water, here are a few tips that can help. First, set a hydration goal and track it. Figure out how many glasses of water you want to drink in a day, and then just begin marking them off as you go. Keep a reusable water bottle with you at all times. That way, whenever you feel thirst coming on, you have water readily available and can hydrate yourself. Set reminders. Use your phone or computer to remind yourself at set intervals throughout the day to drink. Last but not least, try pairing it with other habits. Did you just wake up? Drink a glass of water. Are you about to eat a meal? Drink a glass of water. By tying drinking water to other habits that you're already doing can help you to remember just a little bit easier. This really is one of those habits that's subtle but important. Water impacts our lives a lot more than you might think, so I'd really encourage you to make it a priority. But now moving on, number 5 is to make the change. Have you been saying for a while now that you really want to prioritize your well-being? Well, now's the time to actually do it. Do you have tight or sore muscles? Maybe you need to book a massage. Is there something that's bothering you health-wise? Go see a doctor. Do you want to get in shape? Sign up for a gym membership. Are you experiencing back pain? Maybe you need to go see a chiropractor. It's a new year, a chance at a fresh start, so whatever that thing is that you've been talking about or putting off for far too long, try to identify what is one small thing that you can do right now to work towards your goal. Make the appointment, sign up for that class, whatever it is. Take that small but sometimes scary step and get it on the calendar. This year, I want you to stop living in fear and making excuses, and instead to just start taking small, daily steps towards the change that you want to create in your life. But then number 6 is to spend less time on screens. Let's just be honest, we all spend so much time in front of screens on a daily basis, and that really takes a toll on our bodies. It impedes our ability to sleep, it hinders our focus, and increases our stress. So if you find yourself spending a lot of time every day staring at screens, in 2023, take actions to change that. Really make a concerted effort to spend less time each day staring off at your phone, your computer, or TV. One of the best ways to do this is by keeping track of your screen time. Honestly, it might just absolutely blow your mind how much time you're spending looking at your phone on a daily basis. But other things you can do too are challenging a friend to keep each other accountable with using your phones and screens less. And also just check in on yourself regularly. Something that I like to do so I don't just get sucked into the black hole that can often be our phones is just to ask myself when I catch myself scrolling, why am I doing this and how is it benefiting me? More often than not, my answers are I don't know and it's not, and there's nothing quite like that realization to help you get off your phone fast. And of course, those tips are only helpful in as much as we actually have control over the amount of time that we spend on our screens, but a lot of people, including me, also work on screens as well. So if you do work in front of a screen, a couple things you can do are number 1, just to take regular breaks so that you're not just consistently staring at a screen for 8 hours on end. But then something I'd also recommend is following the rule of 20. This is something easy you can do to prevent eye strain so you don't get dry eyes, headaches, blurred vision, anything like that. What you want to do is just every 20 minutes minutes, you want to take a 20-second break and look at something 20 feet in the distance. And doing that just creates a bit of a mini reset for your vision and helps your brain to take a quick mental break. So those are just a few tips that can help, but whether you're at home or at work, I'd really encourage you to do what you can to limit your exposure to screens and the way that you interact with them. And doing so really can help you to lower your stress levels and just generally increase your quality of life. All right, but then let's end this with a fun one. Number 7 is to go somewhere new. And there really is nothing quite like getting outside of your everyday environment to get refreshed and to find clarity. Travel and experiencing new places really can help us to broaden our horizons, to get outside of our comfort zones, and to break up our routines in ways that keep life interesting. So travel of all kinds really is powerful, but something that I like to do to really just take this one step further is to go somewhere in nature. This one really does just tie back to the benefits of getting outdoors. You're in a sense able to pair them together, but I love going new places where I can just take in the stillness to appreciate the beauty around me and to create space for reflection. There really is something about that process, that experience that's just magical. This is something that I like to do at least once a quarter to reset and to refocus. And this doesn't need to be big, although it can be, but even just a day or a weekend away at a new city or spot really can leave you feeling reinvigorated. Our trip to New Zealand a few months ago was absolutely incredible and such a special time, but equally as special was the weekend that we spent at Grandfather Mountain just a few hours away from where we live. So honestly, this is a lot less about where you go and much more about just going. Travel of all shapes and sizes shapes us. And so this year, I'd really encourage you to get out there to explore somewhere new, maybe even start in your own backyard. All right, well, that's it. Those are 7 tiny ways that you can take better care of yourself as we go into 2023. My hope is that these can really inspire and motivate you to really focus on nourishing your mind, body, and soul as we head into the new year. But now I would love to know, what is one small thing that you want to begin doing in 2023? I would love to hear about it, so be sure to let me know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, friends, I am wishing you all an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a happy new year, and I'll see you in the next one.